The Guardians are getting a rework. I'm going to talk about the latest blog post from the devs, as well as what I think is going to happen to the Guardians in this current meta. So let's go smash it.
Valleyflyin.
Hey, what's up guys? Valleyflyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel. And in this video, talking about the latest blog post. I'm going to get back to the 2018 year in review because there's some fun things that happened, fun things to talk about with that. But this came out last night, this blog post, and I did want to address it as soon as I could. Wanted to address it last night, but I had some things to do, and now it is time to address it. So let's go take a look at that blog post. This is the Q&A mailbag number 3. Now, they've done these Q&A mailbags in the past, and the first one didn't really address a lot of what was concerning the community at the time. Second one got a little better. This one, I think, hits the nail right on the head. Some really good stuff here. Few things that have been bothering the community were addressed here, and makes me feel really good about the direction of the game. Now, I'm still not a fan of the Red Stars, and I hope they find a solution that they could still make a lot of money and make the game into a good experience for most players, because I think the allure of the Red Stars for a lot of people that were in favor of them have started to wear off. But let's get back into the good, because I do want to give Foxneck props for this blog post. One thing that it is specifically mentioned is this Groot buff. I think that's the main point that we could take away from this. They did address a few of the concerns, but this Groot buff is probably the main thing from this blog post. He's got a rework to his special, his ultimate, and his passive, so let's go and talk about that. First thing is he gives defense up to all allies in addition to the previous effects. Let's go take a look at the previous effects. There we go. All right, Groot. His special, Overgrowth. He gains 2 death proof at level 7. And he applies death proof to all lowest health allies. Now he's going to give defense up to all of his allies. So this is a much better move. Defense up can save a lot of the squishy tunes, especially in that Guardians team. Rocket, Garmora, your big damage dealers, kind of squishy. That's kind of the trade-off that you get with some of these really, really strong characters. Or they would be too overpowered. But this helps them with their survivability. This makes this move a lot better. And of course, he still has his big attack on his basic move. Let's get back to the blog post. Boom. All right, next thing that was reworked is his special. His heal has slightly increased, and his heal's okay. The base is not that high. The percentage is not that high, but he has a big health pool to draw from, so it does some decent healing right now. Very good that it is getting more of a heal. But what it also does is removes negative effects more reliably. Previously, it removed any negative effect at a 30% rate, which is pretty low. Less than half the time, about a third of the time, it's removing it. The other 2/3, nothing happens. Well, now it is removing 2 negative effects at a 100% rate. So if you get blinded, if you get bleeds, if you get a defense down, especially from Spider-Man, good stuff. Now, thinking about blinds, the Guardians versus the Brotherhood. The Brotherhoods are so fast. I'm not sure if this move will specifically counter the Brotherhood because Groot is very slow. His base speed is very, very slow, so probably going after most of the Brotherhood, even after Juggernaut. But this is for a bunch of the other teams. This is very, very good, very strong, and it provides immunity for 2 turns to the Guardian ally with the lowest health. So no new debuffs will be placed on that Guardian. So because their health pool is a little lower, probably going to Rocket, probably going to Garmora, especially if they've gotten attacked before Groot. Very good stuff. Let's go take a look at his kit and see what it was previously. All right, so previously it had the heal and then that 30% chance. That's pretty much it. 2,000 health at max level is not that big of a heal right now, like I talked about, because when you're talking about maxed out characters with 100,000 plus of their health, this can get very the heals, it just seems a little disappointing. Excuse me. All right. Next, this is where I think his kit really shines in this rework. It is with his passive. So it increased the max health that Groot revives with. Right now it is 10%. It goes up to 25%. Now the chance is still low. Let's look at his kit because I don't remember it off the top of my head. It's a 20% chance, so still not a big chance to revive, but instead of 10% health, he's going to get 25% health. So not the biggest thing that affected this. Let's go back and see what else it provides, because this makes it. When he dies, when Groot dies, all the Guardian allies, we get offense up, speed up, counter, and defense up. It's like old Ben in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, if any of you guys have played that. But imagine Rocket, Gamora, Star-Lord getting offense up, speed up, and counter, and defense up. It's going to make you not want to kill Groot. And Groot, when Rocket does his special, is going to get that taunt. So you're going to have to attack him unless you're running at a full Guardians team and you have Drax on the other side. But you're probably going to want to hit Drax instead of Groot, because if he dies, the rest of the Guardians are going to be killer. And whenever he is attacked, this is another big one, he will slow his attacker for 2 turns. So if some reason Drax does not have that taunt, Groot gets his taunt. Anybody that hits him will be slowed. You get an AoE, Groot is hit, that person is slowed. Strong move. The only thing that's really lacking is someone to remove buffs from the opposite team. But because the Guardians have so much offense, you might just be able to get through taunts and not have to remove them. Let's go down to the next one. Drax. His ultimate was reworked to chain more reliably. This now changed 3 to 5 times at the max level, and it was previously 1 to 5. So guaranteed getting at least 3 chains, and this is going to help not just his damage, but it's going to help his health. Let's go take a look at his kit real quick. Let's go to Drax. Here it is. All right, so if we look at his good fighting move, his ultimate, he gets 50% drain on that, plus a 20% increase to drain when you max out his passive. So that just means he's getting more health back. One of the things that Drax does, once he gets real low on health, this ultimate didn't really do anything to get him health back. This basic didn't really get him a lot of health back, but it's going to get him a little bit extra. So not only does it give him more damage, it makes him more tanky. Let's get back to the blog post, the update. All right, Gamora. Her special is updated to chain more reliably. This attack now chains 1 to 2 times at the max level. It was previously a 50% for 0 to 2 chains. Right now, it is 1 to 2 chains. I'm not sure how this scales up because this does say at the max level. Now, the thing about Gamora, when we go to her kit, very, very strong kit, because the way I normally use this move, this Ruthless Blade, I kill an enemy that is very low on health. And normally when I am using Gamora, she's placed between Star-Lord, who gives her energy on his turn with his passive, and Thanos, who gives her energy with a kill. So now that this is chaining, you're more likely to kill an enemy, get some energy back, and because this has a 3-turn cooldown, if you use this move in the beginning, then you use Flying Slash to offense up, and then you get this move back, that's another potential kill, and then you could finish off with Assassin Strike. You could kill multiple enemies. If the scenario is totally right, you do have the potential to take out the entire other team. So this makes Gamora even stronger than she already is. One of the best attackers in the game right now, and now she's a little stronger because her special got a little better. Good stuff on this. While we're on the subject of character balance changes, Juggernaut will also see an update in both his base resistance as well as his resistance when as well as an increased resistance when he has immunity. So you can't put any debuffs on him because his resistance is even higher. And that's one of the things that when you're using a Brotherhood team, you go up against a Doctor Strange, he flips everything on Juggernaut, kind of screws it up, and he doesn't have his taunt anymore. So this helps Juggernaut, it helps the Brotherhood team, makes it a little tougher. All right. Is our fix coming for the low memory crash with Vision? Yes. And what they're saying here is that from a technical standpoint, his special ability used up a lot of resources as far as memory. And a lot of times that this has been happening, it's affecting older, lower memory phones. So hopefully they fix this, maybe not make it as intensive, but not all of them is what they're saying as well. So hopefully your phone is good to go with this. Maybe you might have to play on BlueStacks. Speaking of which, there is a link for that down below. We will continue to work on long-term solutions for low memory devices in subsequent updates, however, and this is taking effect in version 2.3. Still wondering when that is coming. Got my prediction. Still got my prediction at the end, and we will get to that. All right. What about Rocket Raccoon's description? Well, right now, pretty good plan. Let's go take a look at what it says. Rocket Raccoon, pretty good plan. Attack the primary target for 310% damage. Oh, this is at level 6. Let's move it up to level 7 if it's maxed out. Attack primary target for 340% damage. Gain an assist from a random ally. At level 6, this is 50% chance, and it's supposed to go up to 100% chance. And then you still have a assist from Groot, and Groot gets a taunt if he's on the team. What happens with this? Well, right now, it's not at 100%. It is actually at 60%, so it's not worded right. Well, what they're doing is bumping it up to 70%, which is still very good. 60% is okay. I think 70% makes it worth the upgrade. Now, it is probably, if you're running a Guardians team, a no-brainer to use your orange mats on this ability. If it was 100% chance to assist, now it's up to 70. It still is probably a pretty good investment, especially if you're using the Guardians team. If you're not using them and don't run them a lot, then you might want to place your resources elsewhere, but this is a good move. They've considered having it to match the ability, but they thought it was too strong. Now, if you have upgraded this and want a refund, you can submit an in-game ticket. My advice, it just depends on how much you use your Guardians team. The Kree changes, these were rumored a while ago. Well, in this, they said that Ronan will have his day, and that was in that same blog post in August that mentioned Groot getting his rework. They're doing these changes in 2.3. Kree is still on track, and it most likely, from what I gather from this, is probably going to be in the next update after 2.3, so most likely 2.4, probably sometime in February it's dropping. All right, we also happy to announce that Alliance War testing is underway. Kind of mixed feelings about Alliance War right now. Right now, the game does take a long time running 2 raids, and if you're very competitive at Blitz, it takes a long time to be competitive at Blitz. You need to put in a lot of hours playing the game. So my big worry with Alliance Wars, it looks fun. I'm not sure how much of a time sink it'll be. And Pipster going into Fear the Darkness. I like how they worded this. Despite all of our warnings, he's a first player. The journey ahead. We don't encourage anyone else to attempt this feat. I think that the humor that they're putting into this is awesome. So again, kudos, Foxnex. This was a great blog post. I love this. All right, so let's get to the fun part of the video, and that is predictions. Before I get into predicting the date that 2.3 is dropping, let's talk about this Guardians team, because the question I think a lot of people are thinking is, does this make them meta? I definitely think this puts them into the top 4. I think this definitely bumps them up past that Avengers team, maybe even past that Tech team. But I think they're going to be very solid. Does this let them beat Shield and Brotherhood or Defenders? I'm not sure. There are some few issues that I want to talk about. When I run Shield, I don't have Operative, so I don't have a reliable way to remove Drax's pre-taunt right away. I have to wait for Fury to summon shield operative, and maybe or maybe not he gets his taunt removed. And if he does not, I'm not able to work on Rocket, Gamora, and Star-Lord, who can really decimate that shield team that I have. So it could pose some problems depending what version of shield you run. If you have operative, probably a little less problems, but I don't have it built up. Defenders, they rely a lot on the counters and the healing from Iron Fist. If you're able to take out a few of the characters before Luke Cage does his taunt, I think you're in good shape. Will they be able to do that? They do have a lot of damage, so maybe they could just counter the defenders. I kind of like the way this game is going. Sans the red stars, but I like that they're having multiple teams that kind of work in a rock, paper, scissors, but with a fourth team added in there that could pose some problems for these. And we talked about Brotherhood a little. These guys rely on their blinds, their disrupted, their bleeds, and Groot with his dispel, now he can only dispel 2 at a time, but he's going to take off potentially a blind, potentially a bleed, making the Brotherhood still a little less effective. Brotherhood relies a lot on offense. Guardians have a lot of offense with Gamora, Star-Lord, and Rocket. Drax provides that protection, and Groot just makes everybody more survivable. I think this team is going to pose a lot of problems to many, many teams. Most of the teams out there, I just want to see how they're going to play in the real world, not just on paper, theory crafting versus Shield, Brotherhood, and Defenders. All right, date for the update. When do I think it's happening? Well, we had release 2.2 on December 11th, 2018. We had release 2.1 on November 18th, 2018. And if they follow that same trend, we are in a time frame that they can drop this. So probably next week sometime, and I'm planting my flag right here. January 15th, 2019. Mark it in your books. That is the date I am predicting, just based on the times that they've dropped it in the past. And I hope the holidays have not pushed back any of their schedule or any of the work that they've done. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, and join the notification squad. Leave a comment down below. Let me know when you think the update is dropping. Do you like my prediction? Do you have one of your own? And let me know what you think of this new Guardians team. Do you think they'll be a meta team? Do you think they'll be just a good team? Do you think they'll be the fourth team, surpassing the Avengers and the Tech team? Maybe I'm off there, but let me know what you think. I do want to hear from you guys. If you want to support the channel, there's a link down below for donations. There's also a link for BlueStacks, because that is a free way you can support the channel as well. You get to download BlueStacks on your PC, play Marvel Strike Force on your PC, and the channel gets a little bit of credit from that. So I will see you guys next time. 2018 Year in Review Part 2 coming up next. I got one question for you before I go. What you gonna do, brother, when Valleyflyin and all the Valley Maniacs come down on you, dude? Valleyflyin, out!